Sometimes it is hard to know. Does life imitate art or does art imitate life? But recently, James Corden, world philosopher, weighed in. Mostly he's known for carpool karaoke and shaming fat shamers.
While you're encouraging people to think about what goes into their mouths, just think a little harder about what comes out of yours.
But recently he predicted, and I'm not joking about that, I know I'm being a little tongue-in-cheek here, but actually predicted a huge Silicon Valley disaster to a T when he mocked Theranos in a sketch. Okay, so you guys all know who Theranos is, right? One of the most famous examples of Silicon Valley overhyping a startup. It gets overvalued, and the technology's not really there. This lady named Elizabeth Holmes, the founder of Theranos, who famously faked her voice to be lower, and she talked like this.
I believe the individual is the answer.
Well, her company was valued for billions of dollars after she proclaimed to the world that she could do blood testing on a small scale so you could bring medicine to everyone. You wouldn't have to draw vials of blood every time someone needed a basic blood test, thanks to this micro testing technology she was working on. Supposed to revolutionize health, and they got tons and tons and tons of funding, except the technology was bogus. It didn't work. This famous meltdown, and overall she's just been built into this villain sociopath archetype of Silicon Valley. And here is where James Corden, the great James Corden, comes in, because he wrote a sketch in March 2019 that was basically mocking what would the next ridiculous health craze be, and accidentally predicted the future.
My dream is to transform the landscape of modern medicine as we know it.
Everyone worshipped the ground he walked on. We were all convinced he was going to be the next Steve Jobs.
This man was on the verge of building a multi-billion-dollar health company.
So pretty obvious sketch, obviously mocking Elizabeth Holmes, the way she talks. But then James explains what the big idea is.
I had a very simple but powerful vision. What if every person in America had a box in their house, and every person could poo in that box? You leave it there, and we'll do the rest.
What if? No, not what if. This thing already exists, and it's called uBiome. Little did he know, they were already selling the exact idea he's talking about. They would send people packages that people would put their poop samples into, and then you would send them away to get tested for help.
Hello everybody, this is uBiome, and I'm pooping live in my bathroom here with the uBiome kit.
Before you ask, it's like these clips literally find me, and this is why, for all its problems, it's why I adore YouTube. You can, on the one hand, find mainstream media on this platform, but on the other hand, just a click away is a guy enthusiastically doing a swab tutorial on camera.
I'm gonna take a poop sample. It says, after a bowel movement, wipe normally, run the swab over the used toilet paper just enough to lightly color the entire swab.
Yes, this is totally real. This guy's not kidding. This is the premise of uBiome. And much like Theranos, the idea was it was going to revolutionize medicine by allowing your average person to genetically sequence their poo instead of their blood, and thereby improve their health. But just like Theranos, the technology simply wasn't there yet, and this is where Jessica Richmond, just like Elizabeth Holmes before her, made some critical errors. She didn't fake her voice, but she did fake her age to appear younger so she could appear on one of those Forbes 40 under 40 type lists. There's also the small matter of, the insurance fraud that the FBI investigated them for. But let's go back to James Corden. Can you imagine being in a writer's room of one of these late night shows and trying to think, what's the best way to satirize Silicon Valley's willingness to swallow literally anything as long as it's shrouded in the appearance of cutting edge science? And you come up with the perfect idea, right? Obviously. Poop. This is not real life. Obviously, no one's gonna be investing into poop health.
This box is the future. We are the future.
You do that in March 2019, only to find out that in September of 2019, the company you thought you invented in your imagination just declared bankruptcy after taking hundreds of millions of dollars of venture capital funding. This thing existed. uBiome was valued at hundreds of millions of dollars for poop health. Which is why I always say this, you shouldn't feel bad if you get scammed because, if you're out there, you've just been falling prey to a guru ad or any of these clowns, you may have only spent $2,000. Investors spent hundreds of millions of dollars on this company only to find out that it was a bunch of crap, literally. But I guess the most shocking thing to me about uBiome is that so few people that I know of have heard of this. I only heard of it just a few days ago. When Theranos happened, it was all over the news, but with uBiome, only a few outlets covered it. Mostly their founder just kind of stepped down, they declared bankruptcy, and they sold off all their assets, even as reports of their shoddy science were coming out, even as reports of them using tactics of, and this is their own words here from one of their bankruptcy documents, questionable legality. Even as reports were coming out that they were using advertising that included stock photos instead of real photos that pretended to be real customers. This classic guru stuff, right? And yet it's all been kind of wiped away. A poop company that allegedly commits insurance fraud, it fakes testimonials, the founder's lying about her age, an ex-employee comes out saying that taking one of these tests is like going to a really expensive homeopathic doctor, and yet hardly anyone reports on it. Well, hardly anybody but the hardest hitting journalist I know about.
Things just snowballed into this crazy situation.
People started sending their boxes back demanding answers.
It just kept piling up.
That's a lot of poop. That's a lot of poop, yeah.
Boxes and boxes of poop.
What was coming out of his mouth wasn't even reality. It was lunacy.
Part of this gig as CEO of uBiome is that I get to make a lot of poop jokes.
1, 2, 1 box, 1 dream.
Sometimes parody just meets reality and it's just insane to watch. I hope if this video has done anything, it's show you guys that even the smartest people can be taken in by a clever sounding pitch and fear of missing out. So next time you guys hear about some insane startup that's gonna revolutionize health, maybe think twice because we've fallen for this not once now, but at least twice by my count, probably more than that. And it's time to maybe second guess these people when they come to us telling us that our poop is gonna solve all our problems. So with that said, let me know what you guys think in the comments below, and I'll see you guys in the next one. And as always,
don't forget to smash like and subscribe. Thank you.
What do you get when you burn through your plastic stack?
You want my feces?
I actually do want your feces.